Hey everyone, welcome in. It's time for another edition of the Pick Six. I'm your host, Mike Wobschall, inside TCO Studios in Eagan. Thank you for submitting your questions. Let's get to work and answer them. The first one comes from Ray in Oregon. A great all-around game. My MVPs for each phase are Dalvin Cook on offense, Anthony Harris on defense, special teams, Eric Wilson. Hard to disagree with any of that, Ray, although I will say it was such a complete team effort. There are candidates in other areas as well. Dalvin Cook went over 100 yards, had a couple of rushing touchdowns, looked really good, so that was awesome to see. On defense, Anthony Harris did have 2 interceptions. He recovered a fumble, so that was good. How about Anthony Barr, though? First play of the game, a sack for Anthony Barr, and then same series on third down, Anthony Barr ran down Matt Ryan to force a punt. So I thought that was really good as well. It was an all-around team effort for the Vikings on Sunday. Awesome to see the team play that way. 38 runs, 10 passes, solid special teams, didn't miss any kicks. That's exactly how Mike Zimmer wants to win games at home. Next question comes from Shane in Japan. Zimmer better make sure our defensive line is more patient with the snap next week because Rodgers is very good at getting opposing linemen to jump offside. No doubt about it, Shane, you are right. That is one of the things that Aaron Rodgers does probably better than any other quarterback in the NFL is. He gets teams to jump off sides or he catches them with 12 men on the field, snaps it, there's a penalty on the defense, and then he takes a shot deep. It's always fun to watch Zimmer's defenses battle with number 12 in Green Bay. Zimmer, one of the best defensive minds in the NFL, and Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Can't wait to watch this one at Lambeau Field. Next question comes from Peter in Maplewood, Minnesota. It was a nice run game. With that said, I feel they should have taken more deep passes downfield. Why are the Vikings not using Diggs and Thielen more often? I think we got to calm down a little bit on that, Peter. I'm eager to see Diggs and Thielen rack up 100 yards and a bunch of touchdowns this season. I'm eager for that too. But the Vikings were running the ball with authority, almost 5 yards per carry on Sunday against the Falcons, and then we got up 28-0. Now, with that defense that we have playing at home against a really explosive offense when they are clicking, the Vikings were wise to take time off the clock. As Zim said, the clock was the Vikings' friend on Sunday. Now, we're going to need those two guys, Diggs and Thielen, in Green Bay, so I expect them to get a bunch of targets. Next question comes from Chris in Seattle. Who are we looking at for depth in the short term for Mackensie Alexander? And are they ready? Well, hopefully Mackenzie is going to be healthy and he's going to be good to go. Head coach Mike Zimmer did not have an update on that injury in his press conference on Monday. So we hope number 20 is going to be healthy. In the meantime, guys like Jaron Kearse are going to have an opportunity to step up. In fact, Jaron had over 40 snaps on defense on Sunday, so I think he's going to be a factor. Others to potentially watch for, maybe someone like Chris Boyd, who's a rookie but also had a handful of snaps on Sunday. That's great experience for a young player, and I think Jaron Kearse as a big nickel is going to be particularly effective in this game because the Packers have lots of big physical receivers. Next question comes from Arvind in Chesterfield, Missouri. How many plays does Eric Wilson need to make in order to be elevated to starter? I like Gideon, but Wilson makes plays. No doubt about it, Wilson was a big factor early in the Week 1 victory over Atlanta. He blocked that punt. We picked it up. A couple plays later, Cousins to Thielen for the touchdown. So Eric Wilson definitely starred in that victory in Week 1. Now, Wilson has been a starter before for the Vikings. When Barr and Kendricks have been hurt in recent seasons, it was Eric Wilson who stepped in to the starting lineup in that role. So he is capable. I totally agree. But I also have to say Ben Gideon is a stalwart in the Vikings base defense. He knows this defense inside and out. He's always in the right spot. He's got a nose for the football. And I know linebackers coach Adam Zimmer and head coach Mike Zimmer love what they have in Ben Gideon. Next question comes from Kathy in Invergrove Heights, Minnesota. I love the fact that Anthony Harris had 2 interceptions, but do you think that's more of a result from teams throwing away from Smith and Rhodes? No, I don't, Kathy. In fact, I think that is Anthony Harris being skilled and instinctive. In fact, look at that. They threw right into Rhodes and Harris's coverage, and Rhodes made the play. On the second interception in the end zone, Harris was just a great athlete making that interception. So I think it's a product of Anthony Harris becoming a starting caliber player, knowing this defense inside and out, and making good plays on the ball. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Pick Six. Vikings and Packers, Lambeau Field on Sunday. I'm sure you're going to have lots of questions after that game as well. So use the email address at the bottom of the screen. Send those questions in, and maybe we'll see you on next week's edition of the Pick Six.